morning, it's Billy Joe from Little House on the Hill Homestead. How about you drive into work with me this morning? Come on, get your seatbelt on, get your shoes on, let's go. Seatbelt on. Yes, I know, I always talk to you on my way to work, but that's the way I have to do it sometimes. It's been an interesting day, few days. I, of course, installed the water system 2 days ago. Guess what? It's rained almost nonstop. One of the nearby towns got over 7 inches of rain. Not sure how much we got here, but we've gotten several, which is fine. We needed the rain, and let me tell you, I walked out this morning because it wasn't raining, and the gardens look great. Or the front, let me rephrase that. The front flower garden, the front flower beds, they look great. Lots of little onions popping up everywhere. The extra water has truly helped. My yarrow plant that wasn't doing so well and squash plants have blooms all over them. So we got the video up of that. And of course, remember I told you we were working on the rabbit nest boxes. I didn't get the video done for building them, but I do have 2 more boxes to build. We're not in need of those right now. Those mamas have babies that are a couple of months old already. So, but I'm going to go ahead and build boxes. Everyone is going to have their own box. I may let Paisley paint their names on them or something. That way we know who gets what box, and they're, we can kind of keep their scent together, even though we do bleach them and clean them after every use. It'd be nice for them to have their own box. I know, as a mom myself, I would prefer to have my own than use someone else's. Anyway, I didn't get but 2 done the other day. I ran out of wood. I miscalculated. No, I didn't. Let me rephrase that. I did not miscalculate. I said I needed a 10-foot board, and I ended up purchasing an 8-foot and not a 10-foot. So I built 2 boxes, and I used leftover fence pickets from the privacy fence. Someone had given me a bunch of fencing. Some of them were just not in good shape, so I was able to cut the good pieces off and section it together to fix the boxes, to fix the bottoms, the ends, the back, and the tops. Got 2 boxes in on Tuesday evening. One for Miss Lola, she's our line head, and one for Miss Cinnamon. She's just one of our mixed breed does that was born there last year, I believe. Yesterday afternoon, Lola had pulled fur. I was really excited. Cinnamon had not done anything yet, so they got new bedding put in because I did not have any bedding. I had not made it to the store, so I put in some bedding. Just used like paper bedding. After looking at it and paying $5 for this small bag, I could totally make this at home. It looks like cardboard that's been shredded up, wet, and then dried out and crumbled up. So I think it's a great bedding alternative to straw, because I have had pieces of straw and hay stick into babies, and that is the worst thing ever. I think this bedding is going to be a great idea, and I may just get some boxes and start tearing it up and soaking it and get ready to start drying it and just make our own bedding like that to have for nest boxes in the future. But anyway, Cinnamon had not had anything. Lola had pulled hair. I got Pepper, our oldest doe. She's 3. Got her box in with her, and of course last night we're sitting there, finished dinner, and all of a sudden, boom! Another big thunderstorm comes rolling through. So there was a thunderstorm most of last night. It rained. This morning it's 69 degrees, guys, on the, what is this, the 8th day of June. Really crazy. It's never super cool like this this late in the year. But I mean, we're in the foothills they call this like the foothills of the Smokies. We're in northeast Alabama, right close to Cheehaw Mountain, which is the highest point in Alabama. So it does get cool here. We do get snow here in the winter sometimes. So not a lot, but we do get a little bit. But anyway, I digress. This morning I went out, I checked on the gardens, and I said, okay, I'm going to run down and check on Lola because I know she pulled fur. She had 8 little baby kids. So exciting. She's brand new to us. She was a house bunny. We got her for a friend who then decided they didn't want her, and she stayed in house all winter because I didn't want to shock her by putting her outside. So as the days have warmed up and, you know, us having our house open instead of running air conditioning, she's gotten used to the outside temperature. So we put her outside, and I was like, okay, what am I going to do with her? So she entered our breeding program, and she now has 8 little pink kits. She's a good sized lion head though, so, you know, they'll be good sized babies. She's bred to Peanut. He is a, oh my gosh, I can't think of what a color he is. Sable Point. He's a mixed breed, but his color is a Sable Point. Anyway, she's bred to Peanut. They had 8 beautiful little kits this morning. So it's an exciting day on the homestead to know that we are going to have food this fall for our freezer, for us and the dogs, because we do raise meat rabbits. They are for us. Paisley absolutely loves them, and she thinks it's now the best meat in the world. She begs for it all the time. So we will have rabbit, and then we use the usually I take the back strips off. I need to find that video. There's a girl that did a video on Facebook showing you how to remove it, almost like the tenderloin of a deer or any other animal. You remove that, and that's what I battered up and fried. Paisley likes that. But what I take, you can't, obviously it's hard to get everything off the bone, so I generally just throw it back in the freezer, and then we have a dog food day where she and I will can dog food. It's just basically rice, peas, meats, carrots, sweet potatoes, anything that is good for them we put in that, and we pressure can it because it does have meat in it. We pressure can it, and then we use it as an additive or a supplement to their dry feed that they get, because we do have German Shepherds and Border Collies outside with huge dogs. We go through still 110 pounds of feed a month just for the 5 dogs that we have. So it's a lot of dog food. I know, not as much as some people, but it's a lot for us on our little bitty homestead. So anyway, we'll have plenty of food for us for this fall. It's really super exciting. Hopefully in the next few days, I will get busy on those other 2 nest boxes, get Paisley to film it for me, because it's really hard for me to film and do a project at the same time. So I've got that going on this weekend, and I'm hoping it dries out soon. I need to till down those rows. We're going to pull up the cardboard in the garden, in the Victory Garden, and till down the aisles, but I cannot do anything until it dries up, because it's just so wet right now. Okay, so with that being said, it's kind of an update as to what's going on here at the homestead, but let me touch base and talk to you about a few things that are going on right now in a bigger picture. One of my favorite YouTubers that usually posts at least once a day, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day, the Economic Ninja. If you don't follow him, make sure you're following him. And Appalachian Homestead, both of those two are bringing lots of information down the pipeline that you need to be listening to. Yesterday there was a video posted by the Economic Ninja about limitations on things that you can purchase at Walmart, Target, and Costco. As you know, since around March of 2020, we've had limits on certain things like paper products, and then it was food, and it's kind of bounced around whether you have limitations on them or not, and depending on the stores. So guys, be prepared and get ready. Food shortages, they are likely to happen, more so than we have seen over the last 2 years. If you're not familiar with what a Victory Garden or a War Garden is, look it up, Google it, and find out some information about it. It's very simple to do. And I will say, even if you don't have a small plot of land, you can still do container gardening. You can still grow tomatoes and lettuce and peppers and onions and lots of different vegetables. And in all honesty, if you want to get technical, you can grow rabbits in your home. It's a lot of work changing out pans daily, but it is possible. Other protein sources that could be grown inside a carport or inside your garage or inside of your home. Quail, something we don't do that I'm looking into trying. Personally, I've never eaten one, so I do not know what quail tastes like at all. But it's something that we've discussed, because it only takes, I think it's 15 to 18 days to hatch a quail from an egg, and then very short grow out time because they're small birds. Videos and processing them can be found on YouTube. I've watched a couple of them. Very simple process, could totally be done inside. Not near as, I don't want to say invasive is not the word, or harsh, but it's nothing like trying to process chickens or rabbits or larger animals. It's a lot easier. It can be done. Most people sit down with a bucket and do it. The ones that I've watched, so it's super easy. Those are definitely protein sources that you could have inside your home. Also, fish. It's going to be hard to raise good sized fish, but you could definitely, if you can get a 50-gallon tank in your home, you could definitely raise some decent size tilapia. The only thing I am unsure of about raising fish, because it's part of our aquaculture and hydroponics and aquaponics that we're working on and trying to decide which one will work best for us. The only thing I've not figured out is I want to be completely self-sufficient with them. So therefore, if I am having these as part of my system in my greenhouse, I want to be able to grow them and raise them and hatch them, or however it is that they do. I don't know enough about fish. Something I'm working on, but I don't know enough about it. So that's something that that could be done in your house as well. If you live in an area that will allow chickens, just remember, you don't have to have a rooster to have an egg, and hens don't crow. They're not supposed to. If they do, you've got a $1 million bird. Sorry, someone's calling me this morning. So with that being said, guys, just make sure that you're paying attention to what's going on in the world today. Make sure you're saving and stockpiling items. Don't just do like a lady told me the other day at the gas station. Oh, I'm a couponer, so I have lots of laundry detergent. Great. Can you eat it? Can you drink it? And I looked at her and I said, hey, that's great, because you're going to need to wash your clothes, but you also need to make sure that you're stockpiling food. Oh, I have a couple of cans of food in my pantry too. Baby, you're going to need more than a couple of cans of food. Just remember that if big stores like Walmarts and Targets and things like that, they're big sources. So don't forget about the little guys in your neighborhoods. Our smaller stores, a lot of them still have plenty of food and have had plenty of foods, where other ones have not had meats on their meat counters and stuff. So be sure to check out all of those. Don't just stop. So anyway, guys, you have a great day. I'm almost at work. It's kind of foggy here with all this rain that we've had and now the cool temperatures, so I need to pay attention to driving. But I will get you that video for nest boxes here in the next few days, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a great, blessed day. Make sure you keep your chin up and you look towards better days. Bye.